Hey guys, another Open Dragon Mouth for you, and I am coming to you from the Omni in downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But Spike, Anthrocon is already over. What are you still doing in Pittsburgh? Well, I'm actually here on business. If you remember me talking last year, I did inspections for the air conditioning at this very hotel last year. Well, now I'm here to do it again. So, I'm going to be a little busy here. But, speaking of busy, I have a lot of events that I am going to be getting to in just a little bit. But first, we have a new movie that's about to start shooting this year, and it is a movie version of Cats. Now, this is based on the musical, and for those of you who are not big into Broadway, it is among the most one of the successful shows in Broadway. They had many shows that it ran for many years. The original stage play was performed back in 1981 at London's West End Theatre District. In the following year, it opened up on Broadway. And it ended up being the longest running show on either side of the Atlantic. Ever since then, a few shows have passed by it, but it still ranks fourth on the top shows on Broadway. But yeah, a musical version, movie version of Cats is starting up. The actors have been partially announced. The actors that will be in this movie will be Jennifer Hudson, Ian McKellen, James Corden, and Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift. It will be directed by Tom Hooper. There is no announcement on how the cats in this movie will be represented, whether it'll be CGI special effects or by using the iconic costumes that they use in the shows. And I do remember that there actually was a VHS of the musical. I remember this from many years ago. My sister, who loves Broadway shows, had this VHS where it's just a constant show. It's all on the same stage. There's like no breaks in between. There was no audience in it. But yeah, it's pretty much all musical. I mean, it's really the dialogue is in the lyrics, but you'll hear music all the time. Yeah, there's like no break in the music. It's singing all the time. The only actor that is to be connected to a character is Jennifer Hudson, who will be playing the part of Griselda, who is the raggedy cat who occasionally appears and is known for the song "Memory." Some outlets have reported that Ian McKellen will play Old Deuteronomy, who's like the elder cat. But this is more of speculation than confirmation at this time. It does feature the music from Andrew Lloyd Webber, well known in Broadway. Most of the lyrics come from T.S. Eliot's collection of poems, which it's from Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats, which is where the musical was adapted from. Though Webber will be writing a new song for the movie. Let's see. While we're on the topic of musicals, now this is nothing new, but over the past few years, we've run into the problem of Chinese distributors making cheap versions of actual fursuits. They make these cheap, raggedy versions of real fursuits, which has really ruffled some feathers around. Obviously for copyright infringement. Well, someone took this to a whole new level. Guess who we got on our side? ICP, it is Violent J! This threw me off guard. Violent J of the Insane Clown Posse and his daughter, introduced as Ruby, had discussed their personal experience with the online retailer OISK, who sells such suits on the website DHgate. It goes over how the final product differed greatly from what was advertised on the website. And this was a well-produced skit, and yeah, this really threw all of us off. I mean, like I said, these kinds of distributors are nothing new, and we have been trying to fight this problem. Now we got a rap star with us. But check it out. It's on YouTube if you want to take a look at it. It's about a 4.5 minute video under the Psychopathic Records channel. It's called Snake Busters Episode 1. Let's see. And while I was here in Pittsburgh, we had the Leo Awards for 2017. And this is now my go-to awards, since this is put on by an actual panel instead of by popular vote. Because, yeah, I've gotten to the point where the Ursa Major Awards are now just a popularity contest. Where it's gotten, where I have no idea why people continue to vote, especially Dogpatch Press, which they definitely don't deserve it for their. Yeah, I've said this in the past about them, but I've labeled them as the National Enquirer of the furry fandom. But anyway, Leo Awards. So, unlike most of the other awards, there are multiple winners in each category. So I'll start with the novels. There are 4 winners. We have Jackalope Lives and Other Stories by Ursula Vernon, which so happened to be one of the guests of honor at Anthrocon. Imperium Lupi from Adam Brown, rewritten by Jacko Milan, and Kismet by Watts Martin. For novellas, we have The Earth Tigers by Francis Pauli, Dragon Fried Cheese, Dragon's Bane Saga Book 3 by Madison Keller, Matriarch, Elephant vs. T-Rex by Roz Gibson, and Jazz at the End of the Night by Weasel. There are 2 winners under anthologies, and that is Bleak Horizons, which is edited by Tarl Hawk, and Passing Through, edited by Weasel Press. There are 5 winners in short stories. We have Crossroads, the Namib, hope I pronounced that right, by Jacob Milan, which comes from Symbol of a Nation. When the Paint Dries by Red Chan from Intimate Little Secrets. The Lion of the Low Countries by Husky Tear from Symbol of a Nation. Personal History by Tim Sussman from Roar 8. And To the Victor the Spoils by Ocean Tigrox from Heat 14. There were 3 winners under poems. We have A Deafening Dirge by Banwin Oakshadow from Civilized Beasts 2. Top to Bottom by Mogmughal from Heat 14. And Unbroken by Televasi from Werewolves versus Facet. I can't speak tonight. From Werewolves versus Fascism. And there's only one winner under nonfiction, and that is Furries Among Us 2, edited by Thurston Howell. So yes. Now, on to the month of August upcoming events, and we have a lot of them. We have a lot of events in August. Let's see. We have on August 2nd to the 6th, Campfire Tales from Oregon. We have Conference from the 3rd to the 5th in Ottawa, Ontario. Megaplex from the 3rd to the 5th down in Orlando, Florida. We have Furry Summer Gathering, which, where are they going to put this one at? All these weird names, but I will say that it is in China. So. Let's see, what else we got? Anthro Weekend, Utah, from the 10th to the 12th in Layton, Utah. Furrydelphia, from the 10th to the 12th in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, which is a suburb of Philadelphia. Wild Prairie FurCon, from the 11th to the 12th in Winnipeg, Manitoba. FutureCon, did I pronounce that right? Which will be in Poland from the 15th to the 19th. August 17th to the 19th, we have Tiny Paws Con in Danbury, Connecticut. And at the same time, we have Brazil Fur Fest in Santos, Brazil. We have Kerfluffle on August 18th in Toronto, Ontario. Then we have our next big con, Euroference, from the 22nd to the 26th in Berlin, Germany. And yeah, I know people have been requesting me to go to this con, but I just don't have the money for it right now, okay? Someday I will, maybe, but right now is not the time. 23rd to the 27th, Camp Farrell in Ontario. More specifically, Algonquin Provisional Park. We have, from the 24th to the 26th, we have 3 events in that weekend. FA United, which this year will be held in they said Hampton, Virginia. Is that right? So, yes, hold that thought. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I know it's in Virginia. I just want to make sure it oh, Herndon, Virginia. So it's Herndon, Virginia, which I think that is close to me if I'm right. Let me look up where that is, because I think that's near Virginia Beach, but let me make sure. Yeah, don't take my, yeah, don't hold me on that, because, okay, so it's actually near D.C. Yeah, I mixed it up with, Hampton Roads, which is, another town in Virginia, which is in the southeast near the beach. So this one's actually near D.C., so. At the same time, Indy FurCon in Indianapolis, Indiana. And is this our last one? Not quite. 24-26 will be Denver in Denver, Colorado. And yeah, I think this will be its first year. So this is a startup con, and I take it that it's replacing a Rocky Mountain FurCon. And finally, 31st to September 2nd is MetFit Fur Meets in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Okay, how long have I gone? Yeah, it's 60 minutes now, so not as long as usual. So I gotta get some rest, and then I have to get some do some inspections downstairs here at the Omni. But I'll be back in North Carolina in a couple weeks. So then this Dragon's Mouth is now closing.